Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Saturday Morning Collectibles. Today I'm going to be doing my year-end 2022 top 10 figures of the year. So let me first just start out saying that just like last year, this is extremely tough to organize this and figure out what my ranking for the top 10 is going to be. Just a little bit about me. If you guys follow my channel, you know that I love Ninja Turtles. That is my number one fandom. Close second is probably He-Man and Thundercats, but Ninja Turtles far and away is my main collecting focus right now, especially the NECA TMNT cartoon line. So when you see these rankings, just know that I'm ranking based on the figures that I collected this year. So there were many other toys that I'm sure were even better than my number one that I'm going to pick. But I'm keeping this just for the ones that I purchased this year and the ones that meant the most to me. Also keep in mind that some of these I might have ordered in 2021 and I didn't get them till 2022, so I might be cheating a little bit there by saying part of 2022, but you know what? I didn't get them till 2022, so I couldn't rank them in 2021, so if you see them there, that's why. It's because I didn't get them till 2022. So everything that you see here was purchased in 2022. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, we have the 2022 NECA San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 4-pack. And the reason why this particular pack made my top 10 is it's the first time we get these versions in toy form. We have human versions of Bebop and Rocksteady, Baxter Stockman, and Master Splinter. Although the accessories might have been pretty light in my opinion, these guys had to make the top 10, especially when you look at human versions of Bebop and Rocksteady. I mean, they just look perfect from the cartoon. I've been rewatching them recently with the boys, and I have to say NECA knocked it out of the park as usual. Coming in at number 9, we have the NECA TMNT deluxe figure of Usagi Yojimbo. The reason why Usagi Yojimbo makes my top 10 list, the figure itself is extremely detailed. It looks perfect straight from the cartoon. It's completely different than the Playmates line. The details itself are great. You get a lot of accessories with it. Couldn't say anything much better for this guy. I think any fan of Usagi Yojimbo would agree that this is a great figure, and NECA knocked it out of the park. Coming in at number 8, we get Zack the Fifth Turtle and Smash, the leader of the Crooked Ninja Turtle gang. I love this set. You got plenty of accessories with this 2-pack, especially with Zack the Fifth Turtle. And any fan of the cartoon, this is a must-have for your collection. It's one that, as Turtle fans, we've been waiting a long time to have. And especially Zack the Fifth Turtle. I mean, he looks great. I've been rewatching the cartoons recently with the boys, and he's in multiple episodes, so he is definitely one of the stars of the show, in my opinion, and one that you absolutely have to have. The main episode with Smash, again, it's totally nostalgic for me. Another reason why this 2-pack probably makes the list for me is it hits on that nostalgic factor. But I couldn't be more happier with this 2-pack. Alright, I have to say, this is when it started getting really hard for me. Coming in at number 7 is the quarter-scale, giant-sized Donatello from the NECA cartoon line. I have had this guy for a few months and just recently got around to opening him. Unboxing coming soon, by the way, a boxing review. But, man, this guy's just awesome. He's mammoth. I got to zoom out just to get the whole size here in the camera. He's going to look great setting on my DTOF cabinet. I love this guy just because I got rid of my original one in a yard sale, which I regret to this day for doing. But, you know, NECA helps make that pain a little bit easier by releasing the quarter scale version of their own. It's the exact same look as you get with the interchangeable heads and eyes from the Turtles in Disguise 4-pack, just in giant size form. but I just love this guy, and he comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is Mighty Bebop and Super Rocksteady, and these guys just look awesome. I love this because of the detail that NECA put in these designs. Also, the accessories, that they were light, but they were great for what we got. I love how this set just came out of the blue. I love when NECA does that. From time to time, they will just surprise the toy community. This one was even kind of an Easter egg. In an interview with Kevin Eastman, you saw this 2-pack setting on the back, in the background, and that just set the toy community crazy trying to find these. And they were released, it wasn't months before they even released. It was like just a couple weeks ago these started showing up at Target. So then the hunt began, and when you found them, you felt elated. And these guys, oh man, I love them. I'm so happy to have them in my collection. So number 6. Coming in at number 5, our first figure from Super 7 this year is Cheetara. This one was announced, my goodness, probably late 2020, early 21, I don't even remember now. And it got delayed multiple times, mainly for the head sculpt. They felt like, they had to go back and redo it multiple times. And I think it just came out looking great. The reason why this comes in my top 5 is, I'll be honest, it's completely nostalgic for me. As I mentioned in my review, she was my first crush that I had as a little boy. Just to get her in figure form is a dream come true for me. The accessories were perfect. They even went in and threw in an extra glow-in-the-dark head sculpt, and which they didn't have to do. I just thought that was cool that they threw that in there for us. And this figure really kick-started me getting the other main Thundercats in the Super 7 line. But Cheetara comes in at number 5, completely nostalgic, but I love this figure. Coming in at number 4 is the Dark Turtle. This was a NECA TMNT cartoon exclusive with Loot Crate. I ordered him early 2021. It took over a year to get him, and I would say it was worth the wait, but it's hard to wait for anything that long. But this guy it's definitely worth the wait for me. I'm so glad I have him. He's just rare enough or obscure enough to be a perfect variant for a Loot Crate. I will say that I hope NECA's done with Loot Crate just for as long as it took to get this one in Scrag. But I'm glad I did get Scrag as well. You had to get all 4 packages to get Scrag. But this one is just, I love this guy. Donatello's my favorite turtle. Batman's my favorite superhero, and I think this is just a great mix between the two. He only appeared in 1 episode that I'm aware of, and again, I just love it. I'm glad that NECA made it, and I'm glad they put it in Loot Crate exclusive, because it's not one that you really need as a completist, but if you wanted it, you had a way to get it. But he comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is the 2-pack Anthrax and Scumbug. This pack was announced in 2021. We got it in Target stores early 2022. And, I passed on it for the pre-release only because I didn't remember much of it from the cartoon. I probably had transitioned more into Power Rangers at that point. I did have Scumbug from the Playmates line, and it looks almost identical to the Playmates line. I wouldn't say identical, but it's one of the closest that Playmates got to the actual cartoon version of the figures they made. But Anthrax, he looks awesome. NECA did a great job with the sculpts on these and just the details. The accessories are wonderful, and this could easily have been number 1 for me. You'll see with 2 and 1, why they were up there ahead of these guys. Totally nostalgic and more personal preference, but these guys are just wonderful with the amount of set accessories you get, and again, the great attention to detail. Coming in at number 2 is the 3-pack Neutrinos from NECA's TMNT cartoon line. Reason why I'm ranking these so high is if you've watched the early versions of the TMNT cartoon line, especially seasons, I believe, 2 and 3, these guys appear throughout that series early on. They are a critical piece to the Ninja Turtles' identity. They're, I would say, one of their best friends that they have early on in the cartoons. from Dimension X. And as far as previous toys we got, I mean, to my knowledge, I think we only got one from the Playmates line. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. You know, I just think NECA did a great job with this 3-pack. The tension looks great. I do wish we got maybe one additional head sculpt with each of them. It kind of makes them look less posable. You only have one way to pose them with those facial expressions. And, I mean, but one great thing they did is the floating skateboards that they have. These are just a great addition that NECA added as an accessory. And without them, I don't know that I'd have them ranked as high, to be honest with you. But the posability as well as the nostalgic factor from being a TMNT fan from the early years, I had to rank them number 2. Coming in at number 1, my favorite figure of 2022 is none other than Beast Kingdom's Darkwing Duck. I love this cartoon as a child. I remember watching it all the time. I remember playing the video game. I was just obsessed with Darkwing Duck as a kid, mainly because he's purple, I'm sure. But I loved the figure Darkwing Duck. And when Beast Kingdom announced this figure, I knew I just had to get it regardless of the price point, which is pretty high. I think it comes in at $80, maybe something like that. But you get a lot of accessories. He's really tall. He's bulky. And the cape itself is made with great quality too. It just, you know, it's standing up there on its own. I'm not doing much to it. There's a wire in it. You get interchangeable faces. You get a stand, which that's my only real gripe about is the stand. If you watch my review, it's probably no shock that I wasn't a fan of the stand, but this figure itself is just incredible. So if you're a Darkwing Duck fan, this is a must-have. I would go, I checked earlier, it's still available on Big Bag Toy Store. It may be available on other external sites as well. You know, check Entertainment Earth, Toy Stalker. There's a few other sites out there that may or may not have this figure, but I would definitely look into getting this guy. If you're a Darkwing Duck fan, it's not one that you're going to regret having. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that top 10. Let me know your thoughts. Am I crazy? Would you guys have reshuffled something there? Is there something that you didn't see on the list that maybe you think that I should get to review? And you know, maybe it's one that you liked yourself that you had on your list that didn't make mine. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. All right, we'll talk with you guys next time.